verses 2 through 9, I find his strength. Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I do give them, even to the children of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you, as I said unto Moses. From the wilderness and this Lebanon, even unto the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and unto the great sea going down of the sun shall be your coast. There shall not any man be able to stand before you all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Be strong and of a good courage. For unto this people shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land which I swear unto their fathers to give them. Only be strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand nor to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. This book of the law would be the Pentateuch, the first 5 books that were written. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night. That thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein, for then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then shalt thou have good success. Have not I commanded thee, be strong and of a good courage, be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest. Over and over, God tells his man, be strong and of a good courage. Be strong and of a good courage. Be strong and of a good courage. There's no place for weakness here, except as we are weak, so Christ can be strong. There's no place for weakness. There's no place for timidity, shyness. There's no place for fear. There's no place for it. All over America, there are so-called Christian patriots. You know what they're doing now here in the month of September and October? They're sitting around biting their fingernails, fearing the end of the world. That's what they're doing. Oh yeah, they're stashing, water and food, and we should be doing things like that as a matter of routine. You don't have to be a so-called right-winger to understand this. My grandparents and my parents both went through the Depression, and they learned what can happen down at the bank, and they learned what could happen down at the store, the feed store, the food store. And man, whenever I was a little kid, I remember going to Little Rock, Arkansas to visit my grandma and grandpa, and Grandpa had a barn that was 4 times bigger than his house, and it was filled with all kinds of non-perishable items. And I mean, they stored, they prepared, they did it as a matter of routine. My grandparents were prepping when prepping wasn't cool. I mean, before anybody heard of Rawls' Survivor blog or Chuck Baldwin Redoubt or before anybody heard of any of that generation of men and women who had gone through that time of history learned the practical benefits of preparing and being ready for medium-term emergencies and so forth. There's nothing radical about that. There's nothing new about that. But these people I'm talking about today, they've taken stuff that these preachers are putting out over the internet, these doomsday preachers, these chicken little preachers, predicting the end of the world, either September or October. I can't be sure, but it's going to be one of these 2 months. So what's going to happen in November when the end of the world hasn't happened? nobody is gonna call these guys up and go, hey, you know what? What you were putting out over the last 5 months was a bunch of hooey. They're going to keep listening. Oh, we just got the date wrong. We got the date wrong, but I've restudied it, and now it's good. And then they'll predict another date down the road. And while everybody's hunkering down in fear, the fear mongers are getting rich selling the books and the DVDs about the end of the world. Let me ask you something. If the end of the world is coming in September or October, why do you need to sell anything? Hello, can I get an amen on that? If the world is coming to an end next month, what are you going to do with the money you got from the books you sold? Why does anybody need gold or silver if the world is coming to an end next month? Why do you need food? And by the way, if the world... Don't mean to be sacrilegious here, sorry to offend some of you folks here, but if the world is coming to an end tomorrow or next month, what difference does it make whether I eat ice cream and chocolate or not? Hello? Load it up, baby. Forget the health food, man. Bring me the good stuff. Who cares if I gain 5 pounds by the time the world ends? But I'm telling you, by the tens of thousands, maybe millions, they're all over the place. The end of the world. God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of love and of power and of a sound mind. Give me an amen. What did God tell John?